Hello there. All right, we are live. It was a little bit of a technicality to begin, but I'm so happy that we have gotten situated. And now I'm going to introduce you to myself. I'm Natalie Rand, coming to you live from my Pilates studio here in Santa Monica, in rainy Santa Monica today. I am going to be your new wellness expert here on the SCU platform. So today what we'll do is I'll tell you a little bit about me and my past and what I'm doing and what I'm going to do for you. And then we'll meet here every Thursday at 12:30 p.m. and we will take good care of our bodies through movement, through education, and through tips to stay whole. All right. So, number one, I've had over a decade of practice in wellness, the wellness arena. I embraced the Ayurvedic path for about maybe like 15 years ago, and I'm an Ayurvedic health counselor. I'm also enrolled at Southern California University of Health and Science, and I'll be completing my Ayurvedic practitioner program this summer. So I'm really excited about that. I'm proficient in classical Pilates, in yoga, and Reiki, and I'm really passionate about serving people through my wellness knowledge. That is first and foremost. I'm currently working on many things in my own body, and I would love to share just some tidbits today before we get off of the live. And in the future, we'll have a more formal class. All right. Although my background is really immersed in wellness, I showcased my talent in the past through performing arts. So that was the majority of my experience before I delved into the wellness field. I was so privileged to work in the industry as a dancer, actor, singer, songwriter. You may have seen me in The Lion King, or perhaps dancing in a Radio City music called Beyonce. That was my past life. Currently, my biggest claim to fame is my mother, because that takes all of the strength. So I'm having the most growth and knowledge in my body through that realm today. So to talk less about me and more into what we'll be doing today and in the future, we're going to do, like, maybe over the next 4 weeks, my plans are is to create a situation where we do some really simple, approachable movements where everyone can experience, no matter what injuries you may have or potentially what contraindications. I'll be sure to announce at the very beginning before the workout any contraindications, or if you have any specific challenges that you may face. It may or may not be for you, that particular exercise. This is really new for me as well, because I usually see people when I'm working with them. So the fact that I'm going to be doing movement and I won't be able to correct you, I'll just think of different ideas in terms of, how you can modify it to make it more approachable, or how you can make it more challenging for yourself if you want to push into a next place. But one of the biggest things I want to advise you is, before you start any new workout, any new movement, you should always check in with your primary care doctor. If you're young as well, a lot of people just have the ability to do so much, but all movements are not for all bodies. And that's one of the biggest takeaways that you can get from lifestyle in regards to Ayurveda. It really helps you decide how to tailor things specific to your body and your timing and your time of life, as well as the time of year it is. All of those things make a huge difference in how to really maximize health. And I'll be sharing those tidbits with you today, as well as in the future. Something that I figured I would do today, really simply, because I imagine that, we're not all prepared to dance, move, get our stretching on. So if you're taking a quick break, or if you're just finishing lunch or starting lunch, any of the above, and you want to just pause, today I thought that it would be a nice idea for us to do a very simple breathing exercise that you can do pretty much at any point in life. So it's very safe. And if you feel like any discomfort, then that would be if you feel nauseous or dizzy, or if you have a headache, or you're not able to breathe through both nostrils, it might not be the ideal thing for you to do, right? It's really important that you respect your body's limitations and also learn yourself. So when you want to do push, when you want to push a little bit more, knowing where that gauge is. A lot of the things that I'll share in the future for your reference in relationship to the yoga aspect of the teachings that I'll have on here are going to be directly from the knowledge that I received from SCUHS. And that particular book is the Asana Pranayama Mudra Bandha. So what I'll do as well, sometimes when we talk, I won't be able to interact, right? I'm not going to be directly in front of the computer. I'll be down on a yoga mat or, using a certain prop, what have you. So in those situations, feel free to chat me up on here, or, definitely follow us on Instagram. That would be awesome. And I'm also on Instagram at All Things Core. So, but today we're going to focus on grounding and breathing. All right. So we'll start. Feel free to soften your eyes. Allow your body to be completely supported. So if you're at a desk, if you're at home, or if you're just waking up, hopefully you've been awake for a bit, or if you've just finished lunch, a good thing for you to do is to find a place where you can place your feet down on the floor, or have yourself in a cross-legged position with back support. All right. Then you'll soften your eyes and soften your shoulders, and you'll take a nice deep inhale through the nose and dump all the air out through the mouth. Really simply. All right. And we're not going to count yet. We'll just do a simple cleansing breath, breathing in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Right. And now let's add a little technique to it. So we're going to breathe in for 4 counts and exhale for 8 counts. Same thing again. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Two more. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. One more time. Breathe in for 4. Exhale for 8. Good. Stay here. Return to your natural breathing. And then just find yourself completely returning to your regular breathing. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly open your eyes. Okay. So that breathing is super, super useful. You can do this style of breathing, which is literally just inhaling for 4, exhaling for 8, great times before you have food, at the end of the day, to start your day. It's incredibly great for the nervous system, and it's awesome. Like, for instance, if you're doing it before eating, it's a great way for you to prepare your body to receive food, as well as to allow your digestive system to actually be open to receive, right? And know, like, okay, I'm regulated. I'm not talking. I'm not like eating and walking. I'm not driving and eating. I'm not, we tend to, being students or people in the world, do a lot. So it's a great way to kind of center you before you start eating. All right. So I talked about yoga. I talked about where the source of the information will be coming from. I also will give you some tidbit Pilates wise. I'm a classical person, so I'm very old school. Generally speaking, if I do anything that's more contemporary, I'll let you know. One of my first teachers was Kathy Stanford Grant, a woman of color who no longer is with us, but she was certified by Joseph Pilates, one of the um, first two women of color that were certified from Joseph himself. So that'll be really exciting to kind of tap into Pilates because it can be very dynamic, very quick, and super fulfilling for just small little nuggets. So my goal for you this month is to create approachable small steps for you to do something physical in your day every single day. Maybe take a day off. In fact, I say everybody deserves one full day off, but it's so important to create a situation where you're moving on a regular basis. It's incredibly healing, incredibly grounding, and essential to your best health. All right. So I look forward to doing this again next week. Before we go, we'll do some simple stretches for the neck and shoulders. All right. So we'll take a nice deep inhale, have you look over to your right. Exhale, look all the way to the left. Inhale, look to the right. Exhale, dump the air, go back to the left. Notice that I'm breathing in while I'm moving. So inhale, breathe and look in. Exhale, turn the opposite direction and change. Breathing into the nose as you look over to the right. Exhale through the mouth, creating the sound S to the left. Good. Come back to the center, all right, to regroup. All right, we'll do the same thing. We're just going to reverse the direction. So we'll go to the left, your left first, and then to the right to exhale. And we won't even do left and right because I'm not sure like what your YouTube camera looks like for you. So I'm just going to say to that direction or to this direction. Generally, I start on the right side though. Okay, so we'll go to the left to begin. Inhale through the nose, look left. Exhale through the mouth, making the S sound to the right. Inhale to the left, breathe in. Exhale through the mouth with the S sound to the right. Inhale, breathe in to the nose, go to the left. Exhale, breathe out through the mouth. Twice more, inhale, going to the left. Exhale through the mouth, S to the right. Last time, breathing in to the left. Exhale to the right. Come back to the center and breathe in and out. That should feel really good. Let's breathe in and lift the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Dump everything out of the mouth. One more time. Breathe in. Lifting the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Breathing in as far as you can. Exhale out through the mouth. All right. And we'll end this particular session with a nice neck roll, allowing the head to drop to the right, listening to the right shoulder. Round the head, dropping it toward the sternum. Listen to the left ear. Allow your chin to lift as you lift your chest up. Look toward the sky, all the way back to the right shoulder. Again, same thing, repeat. Drop the head down toward the sternum. Listen to your left shoulder with the left ear. Lift your chin and sternum up to the sky. All the way back to the right shoulder. One more time to the left. Drop down, head to the chin, to the chest. Left with the left ear, listening to the left shoulder. Lift your chest and sternum all the way up to the sky. Listen with the right ear to the right shoulder and come back to center. I like to soften my eyes for that. You can feel free to keep them open, but depending on your body, it can kind of throw you off or you can lose balance. But again, I recommend doing these particular exercises seated. All right. We're going to go the same thing opposite way. All right. So let's listen to the left, all the way up, lift the chin to the sternum. Let the right ear go to the right. Drop the head down to the sternum. All right. Same thing again. Listen with the left ear. Chin and head and chest lift to the sky. Listen to the right shoulder and drop the head down to the center. Two more. Listen with the left ear to the shoulder. Lift the sternum, lift the head. Listen with the right ear and drop the chin to the sternum. One more time. Listening to the left shoulder with the left ear. Lift your chin and sternum up nice and high. Listen with your right shoulder and right ear meeting. Drop the chin down toward the sternum and listen to the left ear and come back to center. All right. When you're doing any of these exercises, I always have this idea of grounding the lower half of my body. So, people can roll their heads all day long, but if you really want to get into creating an exercise out of the movement, really anchor your body in the chair so you can press your feet down into the floor, press your knees open if you're sitting in a cross-leg position, and lift your waist, right? We have a tendency to look down toward our phone or have our bodies in this kind of grounded position, especially, we live in a car culture where our bodies tend to be collapsed into the back of a chair. So you want to find the waist and lengthen your body nice and tall so you're lifting and really, really lifting the waist. I'm going to move back a lot here. So, right. So if I was standing, I'm going to go to a kneeling position. My waist would literally go in and up, right? So your navel is almost zipping up toward the sky, right? So think of your navel going all the way to the crown of the head, right? So, and if somebody's, if you have a ponytail, if someone has the crown of your head, you almost want to have this feeling of your hands going to the ears and the crown of your head going up to the sky as you press your feet or your knees down toward the floor. All right, so you get this incredible lengthening, this two-way stretch, which we call it in Pilates, where your body's going up and at the same time your lower half of your body is anchoring you down. All right, so if I were going to do the same exercise or repeat the same exercises, so far today we've done basic abdominal breathing, which is really great. We talked about for doing before you eat, at the end of the day or at the start of the day. It's a great way to regulate your nervous system. Total yogic practice that is absolutely prescribed in Ayurvedic medicine, as well as we did just the neck stretches where we're looking right and left. And this is borrowed from Padottasana 1 in the yoga world, right? A great way also to still activate that pranayama, which is what we call in the modern world, breathing exercise. And finally, we did a nice simple neck roll around with the head, also in the Padottasana 1 series. Padottasana 1 is a yogic series that you'll find in that beautiful book that I mentioned earlier, the Asana Pranayama Mudra. I'll try and drop some of the details or information so when you revert back to the video, you have that. For reference, you can probably even look it up online. But overall, these types of exercises can be done by, pretty much anyone, unless you have a neck injury. If you have some sort of hypertension or issues with your heart or blood pressure, that's something to be considered. But overall, we all have to breathe in air and oxygen. So it's absolutely safe for the majority, 99%, right? So one of the reasons why I chose the exercises for today, right? So today, I think that we'll get ready to wrap it up and look forward to doing more movement on our next visit. Next week, I think what I'll do is we'll plan to do some really basic Pilates, and we'll talk about timing in Ayurveda and the value of time and how useful it can be. If one thing you can take away from Ayurveda is time. When you do any sort of activity in the day, whether you're waking up, you're eating, or even if you're working out, there are like ideal times for you to do things based on your body's dosha. So we'll get into that next week. And I look forward to seeing you here. It's so wonderful to meet you. I'm excited to be doing this new thing on YouTube Live. And the most important thing that you can take away from today is just show up and we can do the rest together. Have a beautiful afternoon. I look forward to connecting with you next week. Until then.